Welcome everyone to another video blog, and I wanted to discuss something that I talked about the last weekend. I went to Miami to be a speaker and a part of an event that my brother Brian Casella, shout out to him. And I talked about identity, and I wanted to share some thoughts on it because I truly believe that this is one of the most important things and one of the huge problems that we're facing as a society and as a species, right, in the world. Our identity, it's crucial, it's fundamental, because we don't understand that our identity dictates and determines everything that we do in life, right? Everything. It all depends on how you think of yourself, how you see yourself, how you portray yourself, whatever you think you are. However you identify yourself, whoever you identify yourself with, your mind will protect that and it will operate according to that identity, isn't it? So I think most of us are born first and foremost with an identity that is not truly ours. I mean, we did not choose that identity. It was given or passed on to us by first genetics, of course, that we cannot escape genes, and they form a huge part of who we are because they hold memory, ancient memory, not only from our parents, but from all of our ancestors. And that holds a lot of power and possibilities. But then there's another part of us, which is how we develop ourselves. And for the most part, we don't even pay attention to it. We just go with the flow, and we just allow the outside to determine who we are, based on the things that we are surrounded with, the people that we surround ourselves with. And although all of a sudden you become someone or something that maybe you're not supposed to be. Maybe. And I think that very few people ever question their own identity, because it's hard. It's not easy. It's painful. Most of the times it's something painful because it's not an easy process to destroy who you thought you were, destroy your belief systems, and then come up with something new. It's fucking hard. This is called shadow work in spirituality. And what most people also forget, even though you're thinking that you're working on your identity and coming up with a new version of you, is that the moment you identify yourself with something, whether it's something good or bad, whatever, because again, you are on this path on becoming a better version of you. And you think, well, I'm going to choose a new, better identity, a new version, better version of me. But that identification, that identity also becomes a prison. And you become a prisoner of your own identity, of your own thoughts, of your own mindset. Even if it's a good mindset, you become a prisoner of them. And all of a sudden, you're not free anymore. You think that you have to do something. You think that you have to keep talking in a certain way, dressing up in a certain way, going up to certain places, simply because that's the identity that you gave that you gave to yourself. Yeah. So it almost becomes a prison. You become a prisoner of the things that you identify with. And that's not the whole purpose of life, isn't it? I mean, what we want is absolute freedom, boundless, limitless. That is more profound, that is more blissful than to be identified with an entrepreneur or sometimes even a spiritual shaman. And then that means that if I am a shaman, then I cannot be this. If I am an image consultant, then I cannot be a spiritual. Then if I'm an entrepreneur, then I can't be enjoying life. If I'm, we get lost sometimes in the process. And we forget that we are a beautiful, fragmented, counterpart person. You know, we are made out of so many different layers and so many different parts and counterparts that all come together in a perfect harmony. And that's what makes you and me more intelligent than other species in the world, because we have so many different things going on. We have good, we have black and white and evil and good, whatever, all of these things happening inside of you, all together in perfect synchrony. You know, you're not that good of a person. You know, you're not always good, but you're not always bad either. You have both. You're not all masculine and you are not all feminine. You have both. Of course, you lean towards more the other one, but it is a balance. So the purpose of this video is to make you question your own existence, to make you question your own identity, and how your identity makes you relate with the world and with the living creatures in it based on that identity, and how we do almost anything to protect that identity. We lie, we kill, we destroy, we do almost just about anything to protect that identity, because we hold it as one of the most sacred things, which is our image, basically, our ego, our avatar on this earth, on this third dimensional world. This is the avatar that we have. So we think with our ego, you know, with just our brain, not the whole mind, not with all of our intelligence. We think that we must protect that because this is who we are. But we're more than that. We are more than our bodies. We are more than our minds. So be careful with your identity, because remember that your whole body and mind will try to protect that identity, to be able to keep sane and work in this world, be able to function correctly in this world. So the whole purpose of spirituality is to be able to dissolve little by little, drop by drop, to dissolve that identity that has to do with physical things, the mind, the body and the mind. It's to be able to transcend and go beyond the body and the mind, to the point that your identity no longer matters. You know that you have an avatar, and you know that you must take care of it, and you're on this earth and you come here to do something and you want to be able to function and have overvalue. But at the end of the day, you're no longer a prisoner of that identity, because you become nothing, and by being nothing, you're everything. And if that does not make any sense to you right now, then you need to be working on that. So that's what I wanted to bring to you, to your attention, okay? Identity, and how we protect that identity, and how we become slaves of that identity, and how we can transcend that, and how we can work upon that, and how we have a responsibility towards our identity, because that will also affect not only you. It does not affect only your own life individually. Your identity affects me directly, also other human beings, and it affects every creature around you. It affects the environment. You know, if a person identifies himself as a meat eater, for example, that person will not give a fuck about killing cows. And maybe that's fucking up the environment if you do your research. So this is very crucial, very crucial. And this is where racism begins. This is where, you know, division starts. And I see you because you're a Muslim and I'm a Christian, and we're going to have a problem because of your identity and all of these things. So pay close attention to that, all right? Thank you for listening. Be the best version of yourself. Ometeotl.